Have you ever stopped to think about the humble nail? Probably not, right? It's just a tiny piece of metal. They gave us roads, aqueducts, and concrete. And they also gave us the metal nail. It was a game changer. For the first time, you could join two pieces of wood quickly and strongly without complex joinery or ropes that could rot. Roman blacksmiths would take a heated iron rod, hammer it into a square shank, forge a point on one end, and then create a head on the other. Every single nail was made by hand, one at a time. Archaeologists have found thousands of Roman nails at ancient fort sites. In one famous discovery in Scotland, a hoard of nearly 1 million unused Roman nails was found buried. It's believed the Romans buried them when they abandoned the fort so their enemies could melt them down and reuse the precious iron for weapons. Even back then, nails were valuable. They represented a leap forward in construction technology, allowing the Romans to build their empire faster and stronger than ever before. After the Roman Empire fell, Europe entered the Middle Ages. The knowledge of nail making didn't disappear, but the process remained just as difficult. For the next 1,000 years or so, if you needed a nail, you went to the local blacksmith. For centuries, this was the reality. If you wanted to build, you had to contend with the high cost and scarcity of nails. But then the late 18th century and the Industrial Revolution arrived, and everything started to speed up. People began looking for ways to make things faster and cheaper, and nails were a prime target for innovation. Around the 1790s, the first nail-making machines were invented, first in America and then in England. These early machines were brilliant in their simplicity. That's why these nails are called cut nails. They have a distinct rectangular shape and a blunt tip. Another part of the machine would then grip this small piece and form the head. Suddenly, you could produce hundreds, then thousands of nails in the time it took a blacksmith to make a handful. The price of nails plummeted. They became affordable and widely available for the first time in history. This had a massive impact on construction. Entire building styles changed. The famous American balloon frame house, with its lightweight timber frame held together by lots of nails, simply wouldn't have been possible without cheap, machine-made cut nails. The world started getting nailed together at an unprecedented rate. As the 19th century progressed, so did manufacturing technology. By the late 1800s, new machines were developed that could take a spool of steel wire, snip off a piece, hammer a point on one end, and form a head on the other, all in one continuous, lightning-fast process. They are the standard for pretty much all construction. Since the widespread adoption of the wire nail about 130 years ago, the basic design hasn't really changed all that much. Sure, we have specialized nails now. There are galvanized nails for outdoor use to prevent rust, roofing nails with wide heads, finishing nails with tiny heads that are easy to hide, and nails designed to be fired from a nail gun. But the fundamental concept, a piece of wire with a point and a head, has remained the same. The nail had reached its final, most efficient form. And that brings us to today. We live in a world held together by trillions of these things. They're so cheap and plentiful that we buy them by the box, use them, and never think twice. We lose them, bend them, and throw them away without a second thought. They have become completely invisible, a boring but essential part of our modern landscape. From being more valuable than the timber they held together to being an almost free, disposable commodity. Their history is a perfect reflection of our own history of manufacturing and industrialization. It's a story of slow, manual labor giving way to incredible machine efficiency. It's a story about how one simple, unexciting invention can quietly change the world, making it possible to build our homes, our cities, and our entire society faster and more affordably than our ancestors could have ever dreamed. So, the next time you hammer a nail into a piece of wood, maybe just for a second, you'll remember its long, slow, and incredibly uninteresting journey through history. It might be boring, but it's a history that built the world we live in today. Thanks for watching, and if you found this slightly more interesting than expected story worth your time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the everyday things we take for granted. See you next time.